I'm personally not a big fan of everything that comes after the drop.
Now it's all just a memory.
I got today good news for you and bad news for me, so let's start with the good news. There's a new sample pack as a free download available. First link in the description, just click on it, get it. It's by Waves. He made the song Memories. I will use it as the background music for today's vlog, and at the moment you can only download it if you follow him on Spotify to get some support back. We will do it as a completely free download without anything, probably within the next month. And the bad news, I'm feeling a little bit sick because as you know, on the weekend I was in Frankfurt doing the jury thing for this children's competition singing thing, and like running through 4,000 little kids all coughing, and like it's no wonder I'm sick. Yes, it's time again for another track submit edition where you guys send me tracks. I listen to them, give you feedback. If you're interested to submit your song, the link is also down below in the description. Let's just get started with the very first song. A really good song by LPBD called Bright Lights. Absolutely love the vibe, very housey, very 80s, very retro synth kind of sounds. Nice good vocals that fit to the vibe. I'm just not sure about the main synth chord kind of sound. I think there's like one oscillator detuned a little. In certain instances it doesn't really 100% fit, but other than that, a really good song that I think is almost ready for release. The vocals later on are a little muddy because there's like the main synthesizer going on and the vocals at the same time, so I would, whenever the vocals are playing, just EQ a tiny bit out of the main synthesizer sounds to not make them collide that much. Or just simply put a filter on top of the main elements and filter them down whenever the vocal is playing. This is like a classic technique. Just listen to any kind of Robin Schulz song. Every time the vocal plays, the guitar is filtered. The next one is by Most Likely, a song called Not Sure. I'm personally not a big fan of everything that comes after the drop. Yes, the kick is okay, but then the pad sound is static for the entire duration of the entire song. I would either play chords and just follow the bass line, because the bass line is playing different notes. And this makes it very static and makes it very boring, very fast. So I would definitely change it, because it's at the moment it's the main element and it's not doing a whole lot than just playing a steady chord. And the drums, especially the snare, I would just replace it with another snare. It just doesn't fit to the groove. It actually harms the song more than it helps. So just go through a couple of samples and try to find one that sits a lot nicer. If you can't find one, sometimes it helps to shift the snare a little to the front or to the back to make it sit and align with the groove of the song. This really depends. Usually like 5, 8 to 12 milliseconds to the front makes it snap before the kick. This way it's groovier, has a lot more swing, and you can actually hear the snare a little bit better against the kick. The piano in the drop is nice, the build-up is nice. Overall, the mixing needs a lot more EQing and building up of those frequencies. There's quite a lot in the middle part overlapping, and he's not using the range between like 80 and maybe 250. It's quite empty around there. This song's by Future Flame called Want You, and first up, the arrangement doesn't really exist. There is no real break, real drops, and the low end, the kick and the bass is almost not existing. So this could be raised by 5, 6, 7 dBs. It's not really punching, it's all just mid frequencies. The top is also missing. It sounds a little bit unbalanced. So I would go in there again and just first of all raise the low frequencies, kick and bass, to make this a more well mixed round kind of song. The last song is a techno song by DJ False Analogy and called Man vs. Machine. Yeah, the kick right here is definitely the right one for this kind of techno. I would actually cut the entire song around 30-35 Hertz just to get rid of the very, very low end. It's mudding up quite a bit the mix, and I'm missing the entire top end. I know you can go really deep and dark for those kinds of techno songs, but just to have the contrast in there, I would add a hi-hat every once in a while that fills out the top end just to get it balanced and use the entire dynamic of the frequencies to make it more interesting. The rest of the sounds are very atmospheric. There's no real melody, no real chords, no real music. It's more like really kick and atmosphere. If that's what you wanted to go for, it's fine. I'm missing a little bit the musical part. Even techno doesn't have to be that simple and that boring. A lot of newer techno is very, or at least slightly trance influenced, with arpeggiators and melodies here and there that pop every once in a while just to make it interesting, rememberable, and that's definitely something I miss here. Also, the arrangement is very boring. It's just like this constant flow and loop. I would add a break in between, especially if this is meant to be played in a club. You need to have a break of at least 30 seconds so that the people can rest a little and gather energy for the drop, and then like with full power enjoy the entire song. I think that's already it for today. Every second I'm feeling a little worse, so I will just now stick to doing business stuff as much as I can to get rid of it. And once I'm feeling good again, it's back to making music. I was thinking about doing the next track submit edition a little bit different because I'm getting bored to always saying the same things because the mistakes are always the same. So I think next time I will just pick 1, 2, or 3 songs and actually drag them into Logic and work within these songs. So for example, here in the last song, I would add a hi-hat, maybe a melody, maybe a different kick, and try kind of this way to show you what I would change on these kind of songs. It will be a little bit limited because I'm just working with the entire file, but I still think this might be more interesting than just listening to it and giving feedback, actually showing what I would do with these. Let me know if you're interested in that, and we will do it in the next edition of Track Submits. Again, if you want to submit your song, link in the description, as well as the link to the free sample pack by Wave. He made a really cool one. I already used a couple of his samples in my upcoming releases. So yeah, just click on the link. We will see us tomorrow again. I hope I will feel a little bit better. It's not really bad, but it's starting, and I just hate it. Throat hurts, head hurts. It's not the right condition to be in to make music.
Now it's all just a memory.